Boruto's TimeSkip. Here we go again. Now look, I love the fact that they gave us this preview into Boruto's timeline, or future timeline to be exact. And it gave us something to look forward to at the beginning of the series, which made sense at the time based on the fact that we got a lot of anime canon episodes to start off the series. So basically what they did was tease what Boruto's future timeline might look like. And I say might because the author did indicate that they might make some changes and we might not get what we saw in the actual preview in episode 1 of Boruto, which really does make sense because if you're working on a series for over 6 years, of course you're gonna have new ideas and some things might change here and there, so it makes sense, it's fine, I don't have a big problem with it. But then that brings us back to the initial problem of creating the TimeSkip timeline preview in the first place, right? And when you do this, you write yourself into a corner. So this requires the writers to now then change the story they initially conceived to something else. And this could be because they had a change of heart. They decided that, okay, cool, we don't want the story to go in this direction because of new developments in the series. Or it could be because a fan somehow predicted the end of the Boruto franchise. And they didn't want it to seem like a random fan on the internet somehow predicted the end of their story years before it happened. And this is basically what happened with season 8 of Game of Thrones. The writers basically saw that some random fan or some YouTuber predicted the end of the story per the books written by the creator, and they decided, okay, cool, we don't want the story to end in that way. We're gonna ignore everything we set up from season 1 just because we want to subvert expectations. Now, of course, subverting expectations isn't a bad thing in and of itself, but you can't subvert expectations to the point where you subvert the plot itself, to the point where it doesn't make sense. And sometimes, if we're being honest, in the anime industry specifically, it isn't really in the control of the creator to decide where the series goes. Now, of course, he does have a lot of input because he's the creator of the series, right? He created the manga, he's writing the manga currently for the publisher, and they decide, okay, cool, we're gonna publish this, but we don't want the story to end in the way that you planned it because we want the story to continue because we want a sequel to this story. So let's say the creator wanted to wrap up the story in part 1. He just wanted one show, one manga, or whatever the medium is. But they decided that they wanted to milk the series for further gains, so they forced the creator to end the series in a way where they can make a sequel to that series, which is what I think happened with AOT, but we're not going to get into that. Now, of course, I'm not saying that this is definitely happening with the Boruto series, but it is very possible. Now, even if you go to the manga itself, the Boruto manga has changed drastically ever since Kodashi was fired or he retired or whatever the case was. Now, of course, it's implied that Kishimoto is now writing Boruto. I highly doubt it, but that seems to be the case per all indications, but I haven't seen anything definitive to say that Kishimoto is the one writing Boruto currently, but that's really besides the point. The point I'm trying to make here is that the Boruto series has changed drastically in its pacing and what it focuses on, and I think that's possibly because of the studio's interference. Now, of course, the natural question would then be, why? And of course, I have no answer to that question. Obviously, none of us do because we don't know what's going on in the studios. We don't know what's going on with Boruto in general. Like, it's so weird how the series itself is treated. You know, we have other mangas like My Hero Academia and JJK, and we have authors comments and they like come out every week and they say something, you know, to the fans, you know, like interact with the fans more. Let us feel their personality and what they're thinking about the series. Let us know what's on their mind. You know, that's pretty cool and it's a nice personal touch, I will say. But we don't have that for Boruto. Like, we have that for Black Clover, I believe, but just Boruto, this like massive franchise, like that's basically just the Naruto franchise in general, right? Boruto is a part of Naruto's franchise, but for some reason it isn't treated as such. Yes, it has the familiar characters, but the series itself doesn't seem to have that respect, not even just in the anime community itself, but even like overall corporately, like with the big businesses and everything, and how it's even treated by the creators and the writers of the series. It's been 6 years and we still don't have a Boruto game, like a Boruto game centric around the Boruto characters. Yes, we have Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 DLC Road to Boruto, but that's just a Naruto game with a Boruto DLC. Like, Boruto after 6 years still doesn't have a game. Boruto after 6 years only has one movie, and that was the entry movie into the series. Like, we literally got the movie before the series itself and we haven't gotten another movie since. And I know people are gonna say, oh, the staff is busy on these week-to-week episodes, and that's why they can't make any movies, yada yada yada. Guys, stop using these arguments. You've been using it for the last 6 years, and where has it gotten you? Nowhere. We still haven't gotten anything for Boruto, right? So you're gonna use this for the next 10 years, saying that because, oh, it's weekly, then we can't get another Boruto movie? The anime is going to suffer. The anime is already suffering. We're getting standard animation from the anime. Like, if the anime wants to suffer more, that's fine. You know, give us like freaking 2 frames per second to give us a movie. I think that's okay because no one really cares about these like anime canon episodes. Alright, let's just be real here for a second. If the Boruto anime went on break for 6 months or 2 years or how long they wanted to take to focus on making a movie, I think that would be fine. You know, I think people would be okay with it because we've gotten a lot of anime episodes for Boruto. And if the Boruto anime went on break, that would give the manga time to get way ahead of the Boruto anime. Now, of course, I believe the manga should be bi-weekly or weekly, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Hopefully it does, but let's say it doesn't. The Boruto anime can go on a break, you know, just take a break for maybe a year, you know, work on the movie, then pull half the staff and put them on the movie, then keep the other half on the anime episodes and just cut back on the episodes, you know? But the thing is that Boruto is making money for them on a weekly basis. So it's not that they can't do it, it's just that they won't do it because they don't want to do it, because they're making money as is and they don't feel the need to do anything more. They're very complacent based on what I've seen. Now you guys can call me insensitive, whatever the case may be. I think it's fine, you know, say whatever you want. I'm just being real here. I'm being realistic. I'm not trying to cherry pick anything, you know, and just make it seem all nice and dandy. I think we need to be very realistic about the state of the Boruto franchise in general, right? We need more. We need more support. We need them to interact with the fan base, god damn it. Like, literally no one talks to the fans. Like, literally. The writer, if it's even Kishimoto, says nothing. Whoever is writing Boruto, if it's not Kishimoto, says nothing. Ikimoto says nothing. Like, they literally just don't care. I think they did like, we had the Jump Festa, I think it was Jump Festa last year, when we had the stage, the super stage and shit. It was all about Naruto. Like, literally, all about Naruto's, it was what, 25 years or something like that anniversary? Like, we barely got anything about Boruto. That's ridiculous, right? It's just crazy how the franchise is just treated as if, okay, cool, it's there, and that's fine. Okay. Like, they're just like doing shit at this point. They don't really care. There's no like love and care for the series. Like, if they don't care, why should we? You know, that's just what I think. Why should we care that much if they don't? They just need to like stop being so complacent. And I think the only way that happens is if they see like action from the fans themselves. I'm not saying you guys should go out and do shit. I'm just saying like, yo, put your money where your interests lie. Like, if you're buying shit, support shit that puts out the quality that values your money. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's the only way this shit works. That's how the world works, and that's how you get quality content. I'm just gonna say that. You guys can do what you want with that information. But I think I'm gonna stop rambling for now. Time skip videos, boring. I think they're fine, but you know, I got this idea from one of the guys on Discord to, you know, talk about time skip. I took up the mic and I said, okay, cool, I had some cool ideas, you know, let's go into this. And I got the mic and I said, okay, cool, let's talk time skip. And then it just went flat because everything I thought about, I've made in another video about the time skip, because we haven't gotten any more information on Boruto's time skip. Like, you know, normally when someone foreshadows a scene from like later on in a series, like throughout the series itself, we get like more bits and pieces. You know, get one more scene here, one more scene there. It's been 6 years, bro. 6 years. We haven't gotten any more hint of the time skip. Not even one more flashback, nothing. You know, just sprinkle something throughout the series, you know? But, you know, wishful thinking, I suppose. This is not a normal video, I will say, but, you know, I just had to say that, you know, it's what came to mind. I might get backlash for it, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm just telling the truth, bro. That's how I feel. It is what it is. If you guys like the video, drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.